Before you buy a house, there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. So today we are going to share 5 tips to get you ready for home ownership. So if you're interested, keep on watching. So tip number 1 is to get your finances in order before you start looking at homes. So George, why should we have our finances in order?
So I've been in the banking industry for a long time, and one of the things that I've commonly seen is people go and look for their house. They find the perfect home, but then they go through the financing process and they realize they can't qualify for the loan to purchase that home, and it breaks hearts. So that's one of the main reasons, is so you don't get your heart broken.
So there's really no point of going and looking at homes you can't afford, want them, and then try to make the financing work. So, and another reason why you want to have your financing in order is because now after going through that process of the pre-qualification, you'll know exactly what you can afford, and you'll know if you have enough down payment for the property. So typically we recommend you having at least 20% down for a home. And the reason why is because that way you won't have to pay PMI. So what is PMI? PMI is property mortgage insurance. I had to think about that one. And what that is, it's insurance for the mortgage company that you're paying every month. And so to avoid having that monthly payment, you want to put down 20% of the loan amount towards the home. Another reason why is if you don't have 20% down, your loan is considered high risk. And that's why they tack on that PMI payment. So tip number 2 is to hire a realtor. We went through a realtor and absolutely loved our realtor and loved the process. But George, why do you think we should hire realtors when looking for homes?
Well, in today's world, technology has helped us look at property values and educated us to a point where I think more and more people think that they can go out and do it on their own, which is true. But with our experience, and we've heard it from other people as well, is that when you have someone come alongside you that is an expert at what they do, they can help you see things that you're not seeing. Especially if you're a busy professional and you've got all these other things going on, it is invaluable to have someone on your corner that knows your goals to help you look for that house, especially if it's the biggest purchase that you probably will ever make in your life. It's important that you have professionals like a realtor to help you make that first purchase.
A realtor will also help you to stay focused and stay within your budget. So when a good realtor will ask you how much, are you looking, what's your price range essentially? And so they will help you look at homes that are within your price range so you don't fall in love with that, amazing $400,000 home when you can only afford $200,000. So they are there almost like to guide you in the right direction and to help you stay focused. And realtors also help you with the negotiation process. So you yourself can look and see how much a home is worth. You can see what the estimated value is in Zillow, but you need that middle person to help you negotiate those prices. So before we get into our next tip, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't, and giving this video a like if you like what you're seeing so far. So tip number 3 that we have for you is to make a wish list. So we actually did this as our first step before we even started looking at homes, is we made a list, and I found that list. If I do, I will screenshot it and put it in this video. But we made a list of all of the must-haves that we wanted for our home. And so that list included hardwood floors, it included granite countertops, I believe. I mean, all the things that were non-negotiables for us that we wanted in this home. So George, is there anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think making a list is very important because it puts, if you're married, it puts you and your partner on the same page. So when you go out to look for homes, you can keep each other accountable and say, hey, this one doesn't have the fireplace, this one doesn't have hardwood floors, etc. And also it keeps expectations reasonable, because you don't want to go into a home and then they have all these other bells and whistles and all these other things that weren't on your plan, and it's way over budget. and it keeps you on track on what it is that you can afford and what it is that are essential. I think a list also helps you know what is essential, what is needed, and what is not. Because, we live in a culture now that social media and HGTV really pushes us towards getting bigger, nicer homes, but it's not necessarily what we need, it's what we want. Especially in your first home, it's important that you get something that is reasonable and is within your parameters. So creating a list kind of keeps those boundaries in check.
Yeah, and it'll keep you in the home a little bit longer too. There was one item on our wish list that we had to compromise, and it was the property, so the lot size. And so that's something that we've been in our home for 8 years now, and it's something that we want. And so, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, we might be moving because of that one item that we, compromised on.
Another thing to add is as your lifestyle changes, your needs are going to change. I think oftentimes people get stuck on this forever home, and it's really unlikely, because we live in a society, in our culture, in the modern age, where things change so much and our lifestyles change so much. We now have 2 daughters when 8 years ago we didn't. It was just us two, so this home was a lot larger. And so things like that happen, and in life things change, so we have to adjust. And so your expectations and your needs are going to change. So just keep that in mind.
So it's the forever home for right now.
Forever home for right now.
So tip number 4 is don't underestimate the cost of purchasing a home. So yes, you know what the price of the home is going to cost you, but what about the other expenses that come with buying a home? The furnishing of the home, the decor, the appliances in some cases. So those are things that a lot of people don't think about. So unless you negotiate your washer and dryer in your home, then you have to purchase a washer and dryer. So what we recommend is make a list of all of the extras that you want in a home. So we came from a 1-bedroom tiny apartment to a 4-bedroom home. And so we didn't want the house to feel empty. And so before we started the process of buying a house, we made a list of everything that we knew we had to purchase. So we ended up having to purchase a brand new bedroom set for us because we wanted a king-size bed. We ended up having to purchase a formal dining room because that was the first thing that you saw when you walked into our home, and we didn't want it to be an empty room. And so all of those small things added up to a big price tag. So we recommend to make a list of everything that you think you need to purchase for this home, and make sure you have enough money to purchase those items.
And this is different than the 20% down payment. So buying a home can be very expensive. I think a lot of people underestimate it, especially when there are mortgages that you don't require 20% down. People get wrapped up into buying a home a little too fast. But yeah, it's going to be 20% down payment that we recommend, plus another, I would say 10%. 10% of just additional expenses that will occur almost immediately after you purchase your home.
Yep, agreed. And our last tip is tip number 5, negotiate. So a lot of you know that you can negotiate the price of your home, but there are also other things you can negotiate. So you can negotiate, if you are the buyer, you can negotiate that the seller pay for closing costs. You can negotiate a home warranty. And so we recommend that you look at some of those items and try to negotiate not only the price of the home, try to get it down, but also a few extra items. And most realtors will help you with that. And that's why we think it's really important to hire a great realtor, because they have your best interest at heart.
Yeah, the negotiating we did heavily with our price of our home. We got it down 10,000,
15, I think.
$15,000. This is the home that we really fell in love with. Even with that, we still decided to negotiate down. We negotiated a home warranty, which was perfect, because like within a couple of months, our spring in our garage door broke, and we're able to get that fixed with for no charge. So
and we had someone come out and take a look at our AC because our heat wasn't working.
Yeah, our AC was acting funny, and someone came out free of charge and was fixed it because it fell under that 1 year home warranty.
Yeah, and that warranty also covered the appliances too. So we did get our stove and our dishwasher throughout with the home, and so those appliances were covered.
So yeah, guys, don't be afraid to negotiate.
Yeah.
I think oftentimes, especially maybe in our age group, people feel a little weird negotiating things. But again, like you said, if you have a good realtor, they'll help you negotiate a lot of things. We also got some accessories like rugs and this beautiful credenza that we got at a really good value. I mean, you're buying a bunch of stuff anyways to fill your home. If you're buying a bunch of stuff to fill your home, might as well negotiate some of the things that the seller has if they're willing to sell it to you, and they did with us.
Yeah, our seller made a list of all of the things that they were willing to part with, and so we kind of went through as we were doing our inspections, and we looked at the stuff, and there was some stuff like it's a massive credenza that would have been a headache for them to take out because it's in a nook, and we loved it because their decor aesthetic matched ours, so we just went ahead and purchased it from them. So if you can negotiate things like that, you get it at a amazing discount. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.